Hey you guys, happy Halloween. It's so exciting to have Community Showcase Live on Halloween this year. I'm decked out and my guest is decked out, and we're going to have a costume parade at the end of the show. So welcome and thank you for joining us this week, or this show. And I'd like to introduce my guest. This is just Jason Byfield. And Jason is a member of our esteemed and much revered cinematics team. And Justin, tell us about yourself.
So I am a cinematics artist / editor for the cinematics team. And most of my work is done on the trailers, the episodic trailers that we have for The Living World.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You've been with us how long?
I just got hit my year last month.
Oh, nice!
So,
congratulations and a happy anniversary and all
Thank
that.
You.
Yeah. I love our cinematics, and they are such great, short, intense storytelling in those. So it must be a lot of fun.
We've got a really cool team. They work super hard to make those. So
that's
I'm super proud of them too.
That's great. I think Jason might be our first member of this team to be on the show. So I'm super glad you're here. Dahi, of course.
Dahi was the first one.
Was wonderful. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm trying to get everyone else to come on, but so far they've I don't think they like to be on camera.
Those shy folks. I don't know.
Prefer to be behind the camera.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Well, let's get right into the visual art. But before I do, want to thank Mark for putting together a compilation of our Halloween music to start off the show. I think the Halloween music is fantastic in Guild Wars 2. But then it's my favorite holiday, and I think everything about Halloween in Guild Wars 2 is fantastic. I mean, welcome to Tyria, come and get scared, and all that good stuff. So let's start off with our first piece. This is by Astrologicats. This is Spicy Pumpkin Latte. And Astrologicats asks us, who doesn't like to get 7 gazillion spicy pumpkin cookies during Halloween? I wonder how much batter that would take. And then they write, oh really? I've just been waiting for this all year long. As have I.
I'm not personally big on the pumpkin spice, but my wife is a huge pumpkin spice freak. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, she loves that stuff. I wish we could buy it in bulk.
Yeah, there you go. It is a treat.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like this image. I like the coloring that Astrologicats
Oh
chose.
yeah, good expression on the face there.
Yeah, very nice. A Grim Dawn shared this image of Fern Voidfire, and while not specifically drawn for Halloween, the color scheme and the pose and everything about it just called out that it needed to be on this show.
Yeah, it fits really well. I really like the use of the green through the image, and especially want to call it the use of the light and shadow. Like it's
That
very
is
good.
true. It is excellent, isn't it? They write, Deathbrand, did you say? Just love the image. Very nice. Edith the Asura is introducing My Demon Daughters. Their names are Edith and Ray. And I think that's suitably attired. And I can't help but think that Edith and Ray have very different personalities, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can tell just with the use of the color and the outfits that they
Facial expression. One
yeah.
looks happy, one looks
right.
pretty grumpy. Yeah. Trinity Mirrors Char Reaper is a part of the celebration of Inktober. You might be aware of Inktober. It's a month-long initiative during the month of October where folks, artists, draw or try to draw 1 image per day. So that's 31 images by the end of it. And they do the most marvelous things. Some are very simple. Some are very complicated. I think this one has a lot of depth to it, and I really enjoy the way it looks. They write, the connection between my Goretober Day 2 prompt and the Guild Wars 2 Day 4 prompt commander is Hellfire Vambraces and a loose headcanon of my Char Reaper. Do you do pen and ink at all?
I don't. I unfortunately was not blessed with any sort of drawing skills. I've tried. I've tried to increase my my skill set there, but yeah. And I wish I had the confidence to even disregarding my ability, be able to do the Inktober. I'm always super impressed by the stuff that people come up with.
I am too, yeah.
And maybe one of these days I'll try it, and maybe just as a personal thing, and not share it wide, because no one wants to see that.
No one wants to see it. By about day 5 of my stick figures, I've kind of gotten over the whole thing. Creative partner Gears to Gnomes offers this image. I called it Halloween Flight. It's their smallest Asura on a large broom. I love the perspective. You don't usually
really cool.
get this viewpoint. It's from behind, and you see the little commander tag there in the front, the kitty, and this
That's really
broom.
cool. I like the use of color in this, and then they broke the path of the broom up, like, showing it on the bottom and then coming back into frame.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is very clever. I hadn't noticed that before. I like that very much. Color's great, and the cloudy sky, it's terrific. Shiny Lit Leo made kind of a crossover. This is a crossover between Inktober and Halloween. It's called Ghost, which was one of our prompts, if I recall. An Asura ghost who is here to haunt you with her intelligence. As one would say, if you've got it, haunt it. I like the kind of the monochromatic look.
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. It's got a nice. I like it's kind of like a glow to it, right? It definitely reads as the treatment that we have in game for Ghost. So
very nice. Desmina is portrayed here, also called the Red Witch, by Quimail. I liked this very much because of the intricate detail of the outfit and the pose. I thought it was very imposing, so to speak.
One of the elements that catches my eye is like the smoke or fog or breath that's coming off the top there. It's really cool.
That is nice. Ambrosia shared their image of a happy group of trick-or-treaters. You might notice that these are three of the mounts in the game. I went back and forth because I think my favorite to use is the Springer, but I really love that little skimmer with a ghost costume.
I think, and to be honest, I think the Griffin is my favorite on that. We never get to see a stripped down version of the Griffin like that. It's always very big and very flashy. So
That's true, yeah. It's really well done. And I'm delighted to say that this year we had 3 different videos that we're going to be able to show you, which I'm super happy about because videos are just a different, if it's a different art form, and Jason is here and he's a videographer, so, or a video artist, so that works really, really well. The first that we're showing is by forum member Repix, and this is very fun. It's called Batchar. I don't think I need to explain the theme beyond the name Batchar, but I find it amusing and charming and fun, and I hope you will like it as well.
Batchar. Yeah. Are you staying for the party? If I stay, there can be no party. I must be out there in the night, staying vigilant. Wherever a party needs to be saved, I'm there. Wherever there are masks, wherever there's tomfoolery and joy, I'm there. But sometimes I'm not, because I'm out at night, staying vigilant, watching, lurking, running, jumping, hurtling, sleeping. No, I can't sleep. You sleep. I'm awake. I don't sleep. I don't blink. Am I a bird? No. I'm a bat. I am Batchar. Or am I? Yes, I am Batchar. Happy Halloween.
I'm Batchar.
You sound like Cookie Monster.
I'm Batchar. Candy corn looks like tiny traffic cones.
Yeah, it sure does.
And like a candy traffic school. Like a little gingerbread man at the wheel. And he's drunk.
Look out.
Be driving.
Yeah.
But you keep wanting to eat yourself.
All day.
That's one of my biggest fears.
What is?
If I ever woke up as a donut,
You would eat yourself.
I wouldn't even question it.
That'd be tasty.
It's cool to know other people think about this stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
that was great.
Wasn't that
Oh yeah,
amusing
I
as
really
heck?
like that. It's just from like from the intro, recreating a popular production company's intro to like the little quick little humorous blurbs that were in the first part, and then I really liked kind of the more Seinfeld observational humor of the second part. So
It's
well done.
it's beautifully done. Every time I watch it, I've watched this a dozen times. Every time I crack up, and every time it's at a different part. This time it was I sleep. No, I don't sleep at night. It's just great. And the traffic cones looking like candy corns.
Yep, it's true.
Classic. Repix, thank you so much for creating that for us. That's wonderful. Let's get right into the next image. This is Yurit by Rishiko, who said that Yurit finally got her totally harmless, absolutely not demonic tome. However, it's the Binding of Ippus. And that excellent resource, the Guild Wars 2 wiki, does call it a demonic tome. So Rashika was wondering what Yurit is trying to fool here, with that kind of comment. I think that possessive kind of
Yeah.
I have my book.
She's definitely saying this non-demonic tome is my non-demonic tome.
That's right. And don't even think about trying to borrow it. Yeah, great face. I like the details on the face. And the necklace, too. That's beautiful. Midnight Black Science carved a marvelous jack-o'-lantern looking, as you can tell, as everyone's favorite monarch, Mad King Thorn. Isn't that great?
That's really good. Yeah. I wish I had, just any sort of pumpkin carving skill, because mine always come out looking like they had a bad traffic accident.
Oh,
or something
really?
like that.
Yeah, yours too?
So,
yeah. I can't even do the triangle eyes well. It just, yeah, this is great. And apparently, there's, as you can tell, there's a thin layer of pumpkin there so that the light comes through with the orange glow. And they
Yeah,
weren't
I've
sure
seen-
if it would work as they were carving it. And they were so pleased when it turned dark, they put the candle in it.
I've seen that technique a few times, and it always is really impressive
Yeah.
once you get the light in there.
Thanks for sharing that. This is You Won by Lira Heart Art. I love this image. I have the witch's costume, which you can see You Won is wearing. Mine is colored in traditional purple for me, but I'm tempted to go with the green and black here. Isn't this amazing?
Again, yeah, the use of the light, like these artists are really great with light and shadow. Using the light of the cauldron to kind of spill onto the costume and reveal the details really well. And I like the Mad King moon. That's
Mad
awesome
Moon.
touch.
Oh, yeah, that's so iconic. It's beautiful. You can find a speed video of this image on our Tumblr page, and definitely worth seeing. We have another speed video that you can see later on in the show, but this one is definitely worth looking. So check out our Tumblr page for that. Forum member Circling Nugget shares this image of Tefla. Tefla's all dressed up for Halloween. It's another great blending of the holiday and the Inktober initiative. Love the casual pose.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I like the fact that just Inktober coincides with being able to do a show like this where we can show off a lot of these people's work throughout the month. So
yeah, it's terrific. It's great fun. This is a creative partner Weston T. Jones' interpretation of Mad King Thorn. Another wonderful image. Weston is so very, very talented, and this one is stunning, absolutely stunning.
I think my favorite thing about this is just that it's this really, it's colorful, but it's still a dark setting. And then you have these whimsical pieces of candy corn in the foreground here it's a really great contrast.
It is, yeah. You've got the whimsical candy corn at the top, and then you've got, at the bottom, and at the top you've got hanging corpses.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to call out, I'd love to know, is whether the throne and the arms of the throne were an intentional call out to one of my favorite animated characters of all time, Maleficent, and her horned headdress,
right.
or whether it's just a great design that Weston landed upon.
Yeah.
I think if it's Maleficent, spot on, Weston.
That's a very, very cool element.
Yeah. Aderna O Art calls this a doodle. I think it's awfully good for a doodle. They're asking, what's your favorite way to enjoy October? For them, it's making a costume and dressing up as something spooky. I like the Asura teeth. I have a thing for the Asura teeth. People who watch the show probably have heard me talk about the adorable teeth far too many times. But in this case, look at the two little teeth with the vampire look. How cute. How cute.
That's a good use of they have like sharp teeth, right? Little tiny sharp teeth in them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lady Cara was super happy about the glider option when the broom came out because not only is it adorable, not only does it have a cat with a witch's hat, the cutest thing ever, but it perfectly suits her character's personality. So it was a real good acquisition for them.
Yeah, that's great. Maybe like Sabrina vibes or something like that, like a show about a teen witch.
Yeah, it does. It does have that look. You're right. Lykiska, I think it's Lykiska. It could be Lykiska. Showed us this image of tree, and it's an October portrait. Love so much about it. The muffler, the hair style, and then this pose. I don't know whether they're thinking or pondering.
Yeah, it's kind of ambiguous. But I do like the pose and just kind of you're staring into your soul type thing. The eye going on there.
Yeah.
I also like this art style. It just for some reason always speaks to me. Just the kind of like rough, sketchy kind of style.
The bold lines.
Bold lines, yeah.
Yeah. It's really great. That's one pair of ears that Asura has there. That's pretty good. Very nice. Mariah Okumura is a forum member, and I wanted to ask you guys to consider joining her contest, which she's offering over on the Community Creation Subforum. I think it's a costume contest, and you can join in through the 4th, I believe it is. Check it out on the forums. But they promoted their contest with this great piece of art. I couldn't help but include it too.
That's very cool.
It's the clock tower, the bane of my existence. Can you do the clock tower?
To be honest, I don't remember if I've ever tried that or not, but I've heard terrible things about it, how hard it is.
It's a nightmare. It's a, you know, what is it Mad King says, a dream is only a nightmare. Yeah, this is truly a nightmare, but it's so much fun. And those who succeed, and God bless you, Dwayne bless you, are very proud of the accomplishment, because it takes quite a lot of skill.
I'll have to give that a try. Try my hand at that.
Well, check back and let me know if you did it, because I need all the tips I can get.
I do like the perspective on this, where we're kind of seeing the art straight on, the main character is straight on, but then when you look in the background, the building's canted. So it's kind of we're actually seeing a Dutched version of this scene. So.
Really neat, and that Mad King Thorn glider concept is
great,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mentioned that we were going to have quite a few images, quite a few videos, and coming up is our second one. This is by the amazing Flirty. Now, Flirty is a member of both our Tumblr page and our forums, and they make the Elsewhere series. And I featured one of Flirty's videos a few months ago. They capture the ambiance, the feeling, the texture, and flavor of Tyria. And this one is their Halloween offering, and it is beautiful. I think you'll get so much joy out of seeing this one. So let's take a look.
Did I hear you beckon me? Your Mad King says...
Is that great or what?
That was awesome. Yeah. I wanted to call out on this particular video that the person who was doing the captures has a really great eye for capturing the depth of a space. One of the kind of trickier things to get sometimes is to sell the foreground, midground, and background elements of a shot.
Sure.
Because then you really can sell the full depth of an environment, and they did a great job. I was super impressed.
That's awesome. Flirty, I hope you heard that. I hope that's inspiring to you, because your videos are so inspiring to me. You do such beautiful work. And I am so in love with Tyria and have been since 2002, before the game came out. We first got to see the world, and as it's grown and developed over years, it's just become such a meaningful and wonderful place for me to be as a player. And the way that you play homage to the world is wonderful. And getting this feedback from Jason, thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that'll mean a lot to Flirty to know that. It's great to have an expert with that kind of feedback. That's cool. And getting back to the visual arts here, let's go with Sapling Eol, I believe they said. Yeah, Eol. It's by forum member Dell. Eol is a fairy who is trick-or-treating for the very first time, and you can see that she has companions here. These are costumed Choya, looking absolutely frighteningly adorable or adorably frightening. I'm not sure which. And she is accompanied in the background by her adoptive dads, Basil and Yasgalin. This kind of a family portrait here. Looking real good. Now, you said one of your daughters is going as a fairy, but not this cheerful?
Yeah, not that cheerful of a fairy. I did want to say that one of the interesting things about this is they did capture kind of like the youthfulness of the face. Like teeth are, one tooth is longer than the other tooth, you know.
Good point.
Which I have two young kids at home, and that's definitely a look that they currently have. As far as but yeah, one is going as a I think she's calling it a dead fairy.
A dead fairy?
Dead fairy. Or I've been calling it a dark fairy, and I'm pretty sure I've gotten corrected a few times.
Okay.
It's a dead fairy. And then the other one is going as a dark unicorn. So we kind of have this like dark with fantasy trend going on this year.
It sounds great. Sounds great for a gamer. It's legit to me. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope, share some pictures. That sounds like it's going to be fun. Koi Powers made this whimsical image of Kit. It's a char learning necromancy. And I looked at the image and thought to myself, this is a char who is both enjoying what he's learning and maybe feeling a little intimidated about it too.
Yeah, I can get that. Yeah. Again, want to call out great use of lighting and shadowing. I just love the detail of like the elements that are outside of the circle throwing these really harsh shadows, and then we're getting the light spilling across the body of the char.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
And the you can even see where the center of light is and how
absolutely.
It fades off on the sides. It's beautifully done. Beautiful. And this is day 2 of the Guild Wars 2 Inktober prompts, Dragons. Wayfarer says, "Happy Halloween, y'all." I like it a lot. I like the simplicity.
Oh, yeah. Another great Inktober drawing. All I can say about those is just I wish I had a 10th of the talent that these guys do. I would be totally fine having my stuff up for that. So, it's great. I love like the kind of this very cartoony almost a treatment to the characters. So.
Yes, I like it too. It's got a kind of a I don't know, companionship. There's a little bit of a storytelling even in just that image, isn't there? It's so cute.
Again, they got the pointy Assyrian tooth in there as well.
They do. Yeah, absolutely. And dragon teeth too. It's all about teeth today. I know. This is an entirely different look at dragons. This is by DMBH, who says, "I felt like drawing elder dragons, so why not post it as well? Jormag and Bubbles, I love Bubbles, are of my free interpretation, just so to get all of the 6 in." I love looking at this. There's so much depth in the image. At first, when I saw it, I saw the central portion and thought, well, that's cool. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they're all around.
Yeah, it took me a little bit, like just kind of looking at each little element before I like, oh, there's one, there's another. I really love the Krauk treatment. You know, he's big this season, so yeah, this is just a great image. And great reimagining of the dragons that we haven't seen yet. So.
It is. It shows an exceptional creative mind and artistic ability both. Thank you for sharing this. And this is a guild portrait. Artist's name is We Must Stop Voldemort, and this is something they were working on kind of in secret to put together for the guild. So they took different guild members with their characters and put them in the whimsical Halloween costumes, and here you go. Lots of fun.
I just realizing now that there are some popular media characters, and maybe they all are. I'm not sure, but I definitely can see Rick from Rick and Morty in here, and Kiki's Delivery Service. So
cultural references.
Cultural references.
Absolutely, for the win. Creative partner Kademel offers Plague Queen Necromancer. You can see this speed paint. It's just amazing to see it come together. I saw the sketch alone and I thought how powerful it was, but then when you see this image, let's watch it one more time. It just goes, look at that.
It's very cool. I don't think I've ever seen a treatment like this before where you actually are seeing kind of individual stages as they go through in like a GIF format. I wish we could see a lot more of those. So.
Yeah. Artists share these kind of concepts with us because this is a very cool thing to share. The charmingly named Commodore Fluffy Paws has called out Inktober Day 9, which is Discovering Truths. And the subject muses, was I really born to become a monster? I think it's very poignant.
It's an interesting treatment. I don't know if there's a name for this kind of artistic style, but it almost reminds me of like a stained glass look.
Oh,
like,
yes.
It's just the sharp lines and kind of segmenting off things.
Mm-hmm. And that one pop of color really brings it
cool.
home. It's lovely. Keishan Flameseeker created a Halloween quaggan, and I was going to see if we would ever have a show that was quaggan and choya free, and then thought, why? Quaggan and choya are like so cool. So of course the show has some of each. In this case, this little guy is showing off a stuffed treat bag. I was going to ask you, do you have an opinion about the very Facebook controversial topic of yay or nay on candy corn?
I've seen that there tend to be people that kind of are pushed to the edges, where people either love it or hate it. I kind of ride the middle. Like
Whoa.
I don't ever crave candy corn, but at the same time, I wouldn't decline if a bowl were offered to me.
Oh, I see. Well, you might be the only person that has a neutral opinion on this very controversial subject. I would especially love it. I do love candy corn, and I would especially love it if it had skulls mixed in the bowl. I love skulls too.
I might have to pass if there were skulls.
Oh,
to be honest,
okay.
So.
And the little cheeks where he's obviously crunching on some of the candy is just...
He's partaking in the candy there. Dipped in a little bit.
He definitely is enjoying it. And then this is the final of our visual arts. We'll have another video, but I don't think it's occurred to too many to think, what happens to Mad King Thorn after Halloween? So you can see him there having a good time and then waiting for another Halloween.
I mean, that's back to regular life for him, I would imagine, right? He only gets a very short amount of time to be full
death.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That. Puns.
I'm not sure, but you're right. It's like he only gets a short period of time in the limelight.
Yep.
I have a feeling the guy really likes the limelight.
He does. Yeah, he's enjoying himself. I think he wishes it could be extended longer. Maybe the players would too.
Yeah, that's really, really well done, Pink. Thank you. And before our final video and our costume parade with ArenaNet folk, let's give you a couple of PSAs, public service announcements. First of all, well, there we go. Oh, let's go back. The Guild Wars Collective, led by Zorav, is putting together another Winter's Day zine. Their last year was absolutely fantastic. You can pre-order this through November 15th on the link displayed there, or you can find a word about it on our social media or on the forums. They do wonderful, wonderful work, as you can see, and as you're familiar if you've seen their previous project, the tarot cards. Wonderful work. Speaking of wonderful work, Guild Mag puts together their annual edition, and this year they are supporting World Child Cancer, where the collective was supporting Save the Children. So both children-oriented charities supported by these Guild Mag Annual 2018. You can pre-order this as well, and that's through December 4th. So hop on those. And then, as you're probably well aware, we are doing, oops, let me go back because I missed this. We're doing Extra Life this week, and we hope that you'll join in any way that you can. It's cguildwars2.com for info, and we're very excited to support this worthy, worthy charity. And with that, I'm going to say thanks to Jason. Thank you so much.
Of course.
It was great to have you here. Great to have your
Thanks for having me.
Cinematic input.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy your team and the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Now, everyone, remember to stick around. We're having a costume parade after this video. But right now, I am so thrilled to be able to present this. I've been waiting a year to show you Neil Chapman's Lord Creepy voice.
So, here we are again at another Halloween. Has everything been prepared?
Yep, we're good to go.
Excellent.
Though we won't have a lot of time to get this done, as I didn't have a lot of gold to put into the Recordatron.
Fair enough. So, what should we do for Halloween this time round?
What? I thought you were ready to go. I've already put the gold in, the clock is ticking.
Now don't worry, I have something in mind. I'm just wondering whether I should change my voice.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Well, nothing. But I feel that it might not be terrifying enough.
Okay, so what do you propose to do about it?
Well, I could just make it deeper. Like this.
Doesn't sound all that terrifying to me.
How about this?
Nope.
Okay, so what about this?
And now you sound like you've had one too many of those mushrooms that you'd still keep stashed away. Anyway, deeper doesn't always mean scarier.
You do have a point there.
So how about this?
Okay, that's just creepy.
Creepy is in the kind that's scary?
No, creepy is in the kind that will get you arrested.
Sorry, I don't follow.
You're proposing to impersonate a child on the Assuran Etherweb. Trust me, that's not going to end well for you, especially given the incident at the Salma District Orphanage.
Now that was a perfectly honest misunderstanding. You know perfectly well that my die-hound bitch had just given birth to its first litter. I just wanted to donate some of the pups to the children at the orphanage. There was nothing wrong with that.
Oh, believe me, I know that your intentions were sincere and completely innocent. I was the one who set up the meeting after all. However, you have to admit that you didn't help things when you walked up to the orphans and said, and I quote, "Hey kids, do you want to come back to my castle and look at some puppies?" The situation wasn't helped, with the kids having just had a strange danger talk earlier that morning. Honestly, I've never seen anyone escorted from a premises so quickly, and by the Seraph no less.
Yes, that was a somewhat embarrassing set of circumstances. Okay, no more voices is then. Right, let's get this done, shall we? I'm determined to make this year's message scare the community's socks off, or my name's not Lord Creepy Voice. What? What's so funny?
Nothing, it's just that you said the message would scare their socks off, or your name's not Lord Creepy Voice.
Yes, and?
Well, it's just, your name's not Lord Creepy Voice, is it? I mean, it's a made-up name, meaning that your assurances that the message will scare people, well, they're completely baseless. Your name's Lord Creepy Voice, isn't it?
It's a perfectly decent name, part of a tradition that's been passed down the family for generations. Why wouldn't I want to use it? I used it in my account username after all.
Wait, your username?
Yes, Lord Creepy Voice 2178. What?
One of the cardinal and unspoken rules of account generation is that you do not use your real name as your account name. What kind of idiot does that? I mean, really? Yes. Well, come on. You still need to record this message and we're almost out of time.
Oh, yes, right. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hurry!
Okay, I'm good to go. The tendrils of madness flood into the lab.
Time's up!
Crap!